Hello, Cancer. Archie Dunlop here with your horoscope for the weekend of January the 13th and 14th, 2024. In many respects, Sunday is going to be a simpler day than Saturday. On Saturday, there are things to deal with, things that may be a bit complicated, uh, that you're not entirely comfortable with, but yeah, you know you have to deal with them. You know you can't get out of it, and perhaps something has to be finished off, some task which is quite stressful, but you don't really want to leave it until next week. And so on Saturday rather, make sure that you get it out of the way. Though also on Saturday, you're going to have good intuition. You're going to understand other people. You're going to understand what's going on around you. Um, you're going to almost understand what people are thinking. And I think that your ability to understand what people are thinking, almost in quite sort of telepathic way, is actually about discipline. It's about being able to take all of the noise coming your way, all the confused signals, and just having the discipline to separate out, the signal from the noise. And that, I think, is the key to being an effective psychic, being able to separate the two out. And I think you can do that very effectively, even if you don't regard yourself as being a psychic. Yeah, you're very sensitive today, and I mean that. So at least you're sensitive on Saturday, and I mean that in a completely favorable, fortunate sense. So take advantage of your sensitivity. See what you can discover. Now, what you're going to find as the weekend progresses is that there are going to be a few changes. You're going to realize how important some people really are. Now, I think this realization has been going on for some time, because there's been this build-up in Capricorn, and so in the Cancerian chart, Capricorn is the opposite sign, and so you've had Sun and Mars in Capricorn for some time. So what's happening this weekend is that Mercury is moving into Capricorn as well, and Capricorn in the Cancerian chart is about other people, and Mercury is the communication planet, and it does seem as if someone is trying to say something to you. At first you might not take what they say seriously, but I think you need to listen, because I do think you're being told something important. You may be given some important advice. So perhaps someone you know very well, you've been around them for a long time, they might suddenly just tell you something, give you a piece of advice, and it would be so easy to discount this advice, to just say, well, yeah, they were always talking, saying things, telling you what to do, telling you what not to do. But yeah, this advice could be a real gem if you're actually prepared to listen to it. Now, looking at Sunday, now the moon is obviously your ruler, and so this weekend the moon does change sign. It moves from Aquarius to Pisces, and so on Sunday, moon moves into Pisces. I mean, okay, to give you an idea about timing, if you're in London, the moon moves into Pisces at 2 2:49 a.m. If you're in New York, that's on Sunday morning, 2:49 a.m. If you're in New York, it moves at 9:49 p.m. the previous day on Saturday. If you're in Sydney, Australia, by the way, the sun doesn't move into Pisces until I think 3:49 in the afternoon on Sunday. So it does depend to an extent where you are, but certainly if you're in New York or London, you pretty much start Sunday with the moon in Pisces, and what that means for you, Cancer, is that it's a time perhaps to reconsider some of your ideas. Maybe they've been too limiting, and you now have to sort of step back and get a wider view. Listen to your intuitions, listen to your feelings, and when you step back, you see the big picture. You might start to change your mind. You might realize that the situation you and other people are in is, I won't say complicated, but is larger and has more layers in it than you'd perhaps realized. And as a result, you might be encouraged to change your strategy. But there's no reason for it to be dramatic. Though I should say that on Sunday, the moon, which is your ruling planet, does make a conjunction to Saturn. Now, that moon conjunct Saturn, it could be difficult, that moon conjunct Saturn. If it is difficult, it is perhaps because you refuse to accept that you've got something wrong. Perhaps you refuse to accept that in some areas your experience and your knowledge may be a little limited, and that hurts. That hurts your ego, doesn't it? But really, it shouldn't. If you actually have if you have the realization that you don't know enough, then you're in a wonderful position, because you're then in a position to actually do something about it, and take steps to inform yourself. And hopefully that's what you will do, because as you move into Sunday, there's so much you can learn from other people. At first sight, it may feel a bit sort of embarrassing to have to be told something by other people, but should you care? No, you shouldn't care, because you will be able to take advantage of a situation. Knowledge is good, isn't it? Okay, Cancer, that's a weekend. It doesn't look too bad. And hopefully you will learn whatever you need to learn, and that, you will have the humility perhaps to take advice and even tuition from certain individuals who, in certain subjects, perhaps know more than you. Okay, thanks for listening, thanks for listening, Cancer, and I will talk to you again very soon.